guys, hope you're having a lovely weekend. Bank holiday here in England, so we've got a long weekend. You'll have to excuse me, I'm in my scruffs, my baggy t-shirt and my pyjamas. I've been crafting all morning, trying to meet some deadlines. I'm not very good at deadlines. But I have finished all of my items for Sonya Steptoe's birthday challenge. And we had to alter a pen, a cotton reel, a zip, a jar, and then something of our own. So that was the 5. Look at my hands, I look like I've been making roll-ups. It's distressing. And I've done all mine, and then you have to make a card. So the first item that I did was my pen. So this is my pen. I already had this pen. It's like a gold sparkly one. And I've just turned it into a feathered pen. I've put just beaded trim down the side. I haven't really gone overboard with it because it was already sparkly, so I've got off lightly with this one really. And then I've just put these little satin ribbon flowers and these little pieces of glow strands. There's going to be glow strands everywhere because I've been crafting all day and my desk's a mess. These little jewellery pieces, they're like marker seat that I've had gifted. Got a feeling they came in with some stuff that Kay sent me, and this is from Ann Chambers. I've bought these and these are from Gemma Lou. I've got a good memory, you know. So that caps swivels off like that. And then what I did, a slight cheat, but my altered spool or cotton reel, I call it a cotton reel, I turned mine into a holder for my pen. So I've decided to go vintage, so this is my pen holder. I've used this wooden piece here that I've had gifted. I think it's from Fernley Designs. And then I've got my cotton reel and I've just wrapped it with Madame Perrault paper and run a small beaded trim round. And then on the top I put a disc of cardboard because it was one of those cotton reels, you know, with like 4 segments in. And then that just goes nicely. Let me see if I can just tip my iPad up a bit. Hold on. Let's see if I can prop it up. Can I prop it up? Is it going to let me? Oh, I'll prop it up on there, look. No, that's too... There we go. There we go. So, it goes like that. So it's on a little wooden plinth. And then my pen goes in. And it goes like, you know, like that. Like it's a... That's the front. So it goes like that. You know, like it's an old-fashioned ink pen and inkwell. That's my method in my madness. So that's what I've made there. So that's my altered pen. Right, I'm just going to take you down off this little platform now before my iPad falls over. So that's my altered pen and my cotton reel. Okay. Then I went on to my jar. Now at this point I decided I was going to do a bit of a theme, so I've stayed vintage. My jar started out as a jam jar, and this is what I've come up with. So this is my altered jar. Like I said, it was a jam jar. Fruit jam, I think it was. You can just see strawberries just right top there, And all I did to start with was, this is an image, and it's one of the Madame Perrault images, and it's a little bit of the sticky back fabric canvas roll. I've got some scraps left, so I cut that panel out and stuck it on. And then I decided to go for this gold trim here that I got, which is absolutely beautiful, and I paid 50p a metre for it. And I also put it on the top as well, that's the canvas paper, and then just pushed it down, snip, 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 snip all the way around when you're doing a circle, and then just stuck it down, and then glued the braid around the top. and then I decided to glue the braid all the way around the bottom as well. And then I framed the canvas picture, fabric, whatever it is, with these gold flatbacks that Anne Chambers gifted me. And then what did I do then? Then I decided I was going to use my rose. I've been making these myself because I can't get hold of any that I like. I have been buying my paper flowers from Mulberry Crafts, and she's out of stock of the big cream ones. Fiona ain't got none in her shop neither. So I'm like, I'm not paying a fortune for them. I'll make my own. So I have done. So I don't think they're too bad. And I've distressed it with Vintage Photo, that one I think. Yeah. And then I've just lightly put some stickles on. A few flowers and some plastic leaves from one of my favourite trims that Amanda Nash sends me, bless her. And then I've just put a doily, and I've made some leaves out of doily pieces and a bit of burlap, and just laid them up, and then used these lovely cherry blossoms, couple of feathers and a bit of beaded spray that I've chopped off a trim. And then just at the back there, I just put 2 cherry blossoms just to push, because the feathers wouldn't stay stood up. I wanted them, you know, to stand up, and they wouldn't. They were a bit floppy. So I just put them 2 flowers there just to push it up a bit. Just needed a bit of help. So that's my jar to go with my pen, and I just thought it was like a set. It'd go nice on somebody's desk. You could put your doodahs in there, whatever. So there you go. And then, what did I make then? Then I had it in my head that we had to do an altered cork. I don't know why. I don't know what made me think it. So that's my jar, that's my pen, and that's my cotton reel. Yeah, and then we had to do a zip and then our own thing. But I had it in my head that we had to do an altered cork. So anyway, I've done it. So lady's getting it, because it took me ages. So this is what I've done, again staying in the vintage kind of theme. I got my cork, I've had it gifted, and then these wings are from Which Crafts Do You Do, and I actually won them. Fiona Jennings gave me her winnings from something that she won a while back on a Crafty Academy Awards, and this was in it. These wings were some of the thing I ordered. I've just stamped on the back with a script stamp and put some flowers down the back, because I don't know, I just like things to be tidy. And then I did stamp the script stamp on the wings with embossing ink and embossed it. Now you can't really tell that it's script, but I still like the effect that it's given, so I'm not fussy. And then a couple of cog parts that were in with a kit that I bought off Fiona. And that little metal heart was as well, actually. And then I just put a flower on, because although I'm doing vintage, you know, I'm quite a girly crafter, and I like my pink and I like my flowers, so I put a pink flower on. If it's not in keeping with the style, then I don't really care. And then I put a little girl in a bottle cap and filled it with glossy accents. It's the first time I've used glossy accents without getting air bubbles, but I did put it on pretty thick, so she's not going nowhere, that. And then this little crown here, and I just glued a little bling on the top, because it did have a hole, you know, because it's meant to be a charm. So, and then I just made a mishmash of chain from bits of necklaces and bits of claws and hooks that I've just found in my kitchen drawer, because I haven't got any proper jewellery making stuff, and I didn't have any of those screwing eyes neither, so I've just bent bits of metal and shoved it in to make loops. And then I made this dangle in the same way. I've just basically bent a metal pin and shoved it in, and then I've made this little dangle with some wire that's a little bit thick really for making like dangles, but this piece here Marina gifted me, and this one here, and this lovely piece that I've been waiting to use for ages, and I love it. came in with some stuff that, in a kit that I got from Fiona. She sent me some metal pieces and I just think it's gorgeous. So that's my altered cork that I've made that I didn't need to. So anyhow, the lady that's getting this parcel is getting that, like it or not. But I think they're quite nice. In my hallway I've got wooden beams. I've got a really high open hallway and I've got wooden beams and I've got wind chimes hanging from the beams, and I thought I might make a few of these because they're quite nice, you know, just hung. So I hope she likes that. It's a bit, well, it's pretty much like most altered corks you see on YouTube. They're all much of a muchness, aren't they? I wouldn't say it's original because it's not. And then I really struggled with my altered zip. How many minutes are we on? 10 minutes. I struggled because I'm too tight to go and buy a zip to alter it. So obviously I want to use a zip that I've already got. And the only one that I could find was on an old pair of jeans of my daughter's, and they were like pockets and a tiny zip, so they were all like really, there was like 3 zips but they're all like that big, so I couldn't really make out of it. I didn't want to make a flower because somebody's already done that. I didn't want to make a butterfly, I've seen that done already. So I've just used mine as part of an embellishment on a plaque that I've made for the lady. So that's all I've done. So whether it's classed as altering, I don't know, but I've taken a zip and I've used it for something else. I've used it as part of an embellishment that I've made. And I've made this tag here. And what I did was I made an embellishment on a wooden heart. I stuck some flowers and I used the zips here, look, and folded them, the idea being that they were like leaves. And then did a cluster of things, and it's all backed on a wooden heart. And then I came up with the idea of putting it on a plaque. So I've made this little plaque, wall hanging, whatever you want to call it, with my altered zips on. I've used some lovely trim. This is, Irene sent me this, it's beautiful. Madame Perrault paper. This is our Lily Elise. I love her. I just love her image. I just think it's just so pretty. And I put her on a little mini canvas. Pinched that idea from Teresa Carr. It's a good idea, that, I think, and I use it a lot now. Put some braid round. And then I've used some distress inks. I've just got Victorian velvet, so I've used that because before I only had vintage photo and antique mahogany, so I've been using different colours, and I really think that kind of purpley colour goes really nice with this Madame Perrault paper. This is a trim I've got off Fiona, and then I've put pearls round, a couple of butterflies, distressed them, put pearls on, a bit of more of this trim underneath. I've just gathered it in a fan shape and then put flowers. These are my own handmade ones again, and these are little white foam roses I'd gifted, and they take the distress inks lovely, really nice. Little resin flowers, leaves in between, and some purpley coloured flowers just to bring out that nice mulberry purpley colour. So that's what I've done with my altered zip. So there you go, that's all my items. Pen, altered pen, and the spool is a pen holder. This is my altered jar. And then altered zip. And then my 5th item is obviously going to have to be this that I've made that I didn't need to. My altered cork. So there you go. Right. Them's my items for Sonya Steptoe's birthday challenge. Thanks for watching, ladies. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now.